Well, the big news for FC Dallas is the upset win over Real Salt Lake in that two-leg series, the 3-2 aggregate victory. Before we go on and look at the Western Conference Final that'll take place between FC Dallas and the LA Galaxy on Sunday night, we want to look back to what were the keys for success for FC Dallas in that second leg at the Rio Tinto against Real Salt Lake. Before we do that, the first key of success was for FC Dallas to be able to break the initial pressure of Real Salt Lake. What you'll see in this play is Jackson. It's a routine clearance, but the moment he clears that ball, it finds the feet of Marvin Chavez, and at that point, he dribbles and gets penetration beyond that Real Salt Lake midfield, finding Ferreira and finding Cunningham. Breck Shea a little bit offside, maybe just a step or so, but you saw that the beginning of that play all started off the foot and the clearance of Jackson, and that clearance finding Chavez broke the midfield and initial pressure from Real Salt Lake. That was one of the keys to the game. The second key to success for FC Dallas was to be able to try and high press Real Salt Lake early on in the game. And we saw that through the reward of getting a goal through Dax McCarty in the 17th minute. And what you saw in that particular play, it was a throw-in by Ugo Ehimolu. A missed clearance that falls to the feet of David Ferreira. The moment Ferreira picks up that ball due to his high pressure, you see the run of Dax McCarty splitting defenders, the knockdown chest pass from Breck Shea, and as cool as you like, the finish from Dax McCarty to put Dallas ahead 1-0 in the game. And that really changed the tide and the momentum further for FC Dallas. Another key to success, I thought, for FC Dallas in that match against Real Salt Lake was for the back four to be organized defensively and very balanced. And I think you'll see in this clip here, it's a long service played late on in the first half, but you saw the positional sense of George John, right place, right time, retreating towards his own goal, but doing enough to knock the ball down into the Dallas midfield. All night long, George John was in the right position defensively, picking out services and crosses of the Real Salt Lake attack, and FC Dallas continued to hang on and salvage that 1-1 draw at the Rio Tinto that sees them move on for the Western Conference Final against the LA Galaxy. Now we'll take a look ahead at what FC Dallas needs to do, in my opinion, against the LA Galaxy. Well, the news for FC Dallas as they upset the defending champion Real Salt Lake is that they now face the Supporters Shield winners in the LA Galaxy. The Galaxy will be very similar to Real Salt Lake in that they'll line up in a 4-4-2. Out on the left, probably you'll see Landon Donovan. Out on the right, David Beckham. In the center midfield, either Dima Kovalenko or Chris Burchell and Juninho. And those are two players that really share a lot of the responsibility defensively in the center of the park for the LA Galaxy. So you also have Edson Buttle up top and then Mike McGee perhaps. So that's probably what you're looking at in the midfield and the front two for the LA Galaxy. So what that does now, and the first key to success for FC Dallas, is they must be good in possession. And you really need to watch for the quick strike counterattack of the LA Galaxy. And so as the ball moves and travels into the midfield of FC Dallas, once they have possession, not losing it in a good position, and you can see in the clip here, the moment the ball is turned over, Edson Buttle receives a pass and he's now charging towards the FC Dallas goal, but he stood up and defended well by George John, who forces him to come backwards and now play east and west on that large Home Depot center surface. So that will be imperative for FC Dallas to slow the quick counter and force them to go side to side rather than north or south. So look for FC Dallas to try to continue that in the match on Sunday night. I believe a second key to success for FC Dallas on Sunday night will be Daniel Hernandez or perhaps Dax McCarty in the center of midfield, looking to create good wide play. And you'll see in the clip here, Daniel Hernandez springs Dax McCarty out wide on a 50 or 60-yard diagonal ball. What that does is it unbalances the LA Galaxy backline, and the right defender is now pushed up into the midfield, and David Ferreira moves into a center, or a wide area rather. Omar Gonzalez slides out for the LA Galaxy from his normal right center back position and ends up committing a foul. So FC Dallas, through creating good wide play in that particular sequence, really forced and pulled the LA Galaxy backline out of shape, and it really was to the benefit of FC Dallas. I feel another key to success for FC Dallas on Sunday night is to be very disciplined defensively, particularly in the final third. And what I mean by that is you don't want to give away ticky-tacky or silly fouls in those areas of the field in which you know you're going to give David Beckham an opportunity to put his right foot on the ball and serve it into a dangerous area repeatedly throughout the game. So look to see if FC Dallas has the discipline they've shown all season long to not dive in on players like Edson Buttle or Landon Donovan or Mike McGee perhaps as they move forward. Juninho's another player that will look to draw fouls in the final third for the Galaxy. So if FC Dallas shows good composure and keeps their feet and stands up in 1v1 battles against Galaxy attackers, that is certainly to the defense of FC Dallas to their benefit. So make sure to watch for that specifically because you don't want to give Beckham an opportunity to have free service in on top of the goalkeeper Kevin Hartman. So look for that and how that plays out through the entire 90 minutes. The Western Conference Final is set for FC Dallas. They'll take on the LA Galaxy, much like they did the last time they were in the Western Conference Final back in 1999 when the two teams squared off out in California. So history repeats itself. The past no longer matters, but the future is upon us. And for FC Dallas, look to see if they maintain those three certain keys to have success against the LA Galaxy. Make sure you tune in for that match because FC Dallas is looking to make their first MLS Cup final.